I have arrived. Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Who's there? Not me. Hi. Welcome to Tardis Wiki Roulette. I hope you're all doing wonderful, wonderful, wonderful today. Let me just turn the TV off really quickly. That's the one, and we will begin. Hi. You're also watching the 2015 Goosebumps movie. Oh, well, that's very valid. Hello, welcome to Tardis Wiki Roulette, the show where we spin the wheel and catch some feels, I believe. My camera's all wibbly. 1 second. There we go. That's where it should be. Hi. Hi. The iconic original angle. Am I okay? I'm alright. Girth and pottery. I hear that in pottery, girth is very important. So, yeah, I'll put those both on the wheel. Final girl. I will put final girl on the wheel as well. I saw someone put election on there as well. Is there an election going on today? I don't know anything about that. You bet $70 on Harris. I hope that you win. Hope that you win. I feel like a strange shape is starting to form on Alan. I think that might be pareidolia. So yeah, other than the election, how's everyone been doing? I did my first stream on Twitch today, and yesterday. Sorry. Why is it asking me to cast? I don't want to cast. Well, anyway, yeah, I did my first stream on Twitch yesterday, playing some Baldur's Gate 3. It is twitch.com/wildmagic. Wild with an E, magic with a K. You should follow that, so that you can, like, hang out and stuff on there too. Good, you just eat your cheeseburger, that's great. Enjoy it. If she wins, will it be called a Harris Tide? And if she won a second term, would that be a Harris Tide Twain? I believe it would, yes. Right, let's spin the wheel, shall we? Let's begin this show. Oh, you're a bit quiet there, Alan. Wild Magic. Yes, go follow Wild Magic on Twitch. Loch Ness Monster! I don't have a streaming schedule as of yet. It's going to have to fit around these, obviously. I might do it after these. We'll see how that goes. Which would also mean setting up an actual hard time for how long this show goes on for. Can you imagine such a thing? Anyway, let's look up the Loch Ness Monster on Tardis Wiki Roulette. Let's do that. Let's not be like the 2016 election. I don't think it's going to be like the 2016 election. I think we're like, I think we're like safe there. Because like the 2016 election, no one actually was excited to vote for Hillary Clinton. We just felt like we had to. And a lot of people were excited to vote for Kamala Harris. I'm not necessarily one of them, but a lot of people are excited to vote for Kamala Harris. So, I don't know, it feels like a slightly different energy this time. Plus, I mean, the Roe v. Wade thing, like, meant that there were, like, real material stakes for a good proportion of the population that wasn't there before. So, I mean, there's lots of factors to look into. It could be, but early results are looking okay. Nahwin, I know that you know a lot about this stuff, so if you want to give updates while we're spinning the wheel, please feel free. Loch Ness Monster. The Loch Ness Monster, always known as Nessie, was a mysterious animal claimed to inhabit Loch Ness, a lake in Scotland. The plesiosaur-like Loch Ness Monster, once glimpsed by the Fourth Doctor. Quite sinister. The Fourth Doctor once briefly encountered what appeared to be the Loch Ness Monster while strolling the shores of Loch Ness. The creature he saw had a long, thin neck which protruded 8 or 10 feet from the surface of the loch and resembled a plesiosaur. It was about 30 foot long and had 4 flippers. It briefly regarded the Doctor before disappearing again, leaving no evidence that it had been there. The Doctor began to wonder if the encounter had really occurred or if he had hallucinated it. Turnout is really high. That's what I seem to be seeing. Is that the turnout is a lot higher. Trying to look at results before polls is like trying to figure out what subatomic particles are like from bubble chambers. You can do it, but it's very difficult. Yeah, but like do it though. Do it, Narwin. Plesiosaur. I will put plesiosaur in the wheel as well. I would do that. I feel like the anxiety is what's really crazy about it. Like not knowing is like it's killing me. I don't know. Why should all ghosts be Homo sapiens? I like the theory that the Loch Ness Monster is the ghost of a plesiosaur. I think that's a really fun theory. I enjoy that. The question is it an intelligent spirit or is it like a residual spirit? Like, is the ghost of the Loch Ness Monster like does it have some kind of awareness of its surroundings and what it's doing, or is it just like a tape that keeps playing over and over again and has like no understanding or consciousness of what it's doing? You know, for whatever amount of understanding and consciousness of what it's doing a plesiosaur would have, because I mean, very small heads, very big bodies, very tiny heads, so not sure any of them I'm going to be writing any thesis anytime soon, you know, being extinct and everything. I would like to think it's aware, yes, although the time echo kind of ghost would also fit the evidence. By the late 21st century, new mapping technologies had thoroughly demystified rumours of cryptids hiding around the globe. In response to this, a cryptozoologist joined Faction Paradox as Father Stendek and began repopulating history with cryptids. His favourite project was in Loch Ness, where he settled at least 5 species of dinosaur. Some of these have been specially designed from parts of other dinosaurs. I will say, because ghosts and ghouls and goblins and like paranormal shit, I love that stuff. It's a real interest of mine. And you reminded me of something with that, with what you were saying about like time echoes. One of my favorite pieces of like footage that I've seen, and it's also like a story that you hear sometimes as well, is in airports sometimes. You can see people walking through the airports and they're just like ill-defined, like kind of almost faceless figures. It's kind of like it kind of looks like an AI, like an early AI rendering of like a crowd of people walking past, because it's like the residual energy of all the people who've like walked through that hallway, and they don't create like a specific person. It's not the ghost of a specific person. It's just all of the of what's left behind when people walk through that space, and because so many people have walked through that space, because it's a fucking airport, leaves behind just like this like mass kind of spectral phenomenon. I think that's really interesting. No one else probably thinks that's really interesting, but I mean, I don't care. Let's keep reading. By the late 21st century, new mapping technologies have thoroughly demystified rumours of cryptids hiding around the globe. In response to this, a cryptozoologist joined Faction Paradox as Father Stendek and began repopulating history with cryptids. His favourite project was in Loch Ness, where he had settled at least 5 species of dinosaur. Some of these he had specially designed from parts of other dinosaurs. I knew there was going to be some Faction Paradox here somewhere. Well, this is gay. Second Doctor, the Macro Terror. The Duke of Forgill collected books on the monster that went back centuries. Some of them were written in medieval Latin. The Library of St. John the Beheaded had a number of manuscripts describing the monster's habits and physiognomy. Ace compared the sea creature she encountered on Kirith to the Loch Ness Monster. Archie, the head of Torchwood 2, accidentally sent an email containing a picture of the monster to the Glasgow Herald. That's funny. The Ninth Doctor scribbled, "Nessie was here," in a copy of Margaret Thatcher's biography in the York Central Library. Sarah Jane Smith, who had encountered the Scaracin, mentioned to Rose Tyler that she met the Loch Ness Monster in a bid to win the bragging contest between the two of them. The 10th Doctor once told Martha Jones that there were two Loch Ness Monsters, claiming one was a big cyborg, presumably referencing the Scaracin, and the other was a mutated DNA experiment between a very silly man and an innocent snake, presumably referencing the Borad, but did not believe either ate people. In a parallel universe, Clyde Finch documented supposed evidence of the Loch Ness Monster, along with UFOs and paranormal encounters, instead of investigating the Doctor as his counterpart did in N-Space. Into the Unknown was a blog started by Sam Ferrian to explore mysterious phenomena, including the Loch Ness Monster. Borad? Alright, I will put Borad in there. Walking Dead. I will put that in there as well. There you go. The Loch Ness Monster could have appeared in Doctor Who and the Monsters of Ness, a pilot episode starring David Burton made by an independent company in the 1990s. However, this is widely considered a hoax. Huh. Couldn't remember what that was called, had to find it. What, the show Walking Dead? Let's look up Wheel of Names now. Alan's happy. It's not The Walking Dead. Oh yeah! Christopher Lee! Christopher Lee! He's looking up right now. He's looking down right now. Sorry. Fuck! He's looking down right now and he's very fucking disappointed in me. He's just like... Oh god. Right. While watching the first Doctor regenerate into his second incarnation, Ben Jackson wondered if he was going to crumble and fall apart, like Christopher Lee did in the Dracula films. Lee and Barbara Shelley appeared in the film The Gorgon. Lee and Barbara Shelley appeared in the film The Gorgon. Why did I read that twice? This is Christopher Lee. That moment like crushed me. I don't know. I don't know what it is. You can't see the wiki. Oh my god. I'm having the worst day today. Fucking hell. It's just this whole day. I've been like this. Sorry guys, I shouldn't be making it your problem though. Joe Grant expected Grigori Rasputin to look like a suave and demonic Christopher Lee. She was surprised to see that he looked completely different. What do you mean completely different? Where's the description, cowards? It happens every time. I'm sorry. Is it still showing the wheel? It shouldn't be showing the wheel. If it's showing the wheel... No, it's not showing the wheel. Not according to this, anyway. I think we're fine. Rahizia and Raymond were acquainted with Lee and mocked Ace's assumptions about vampires, many of which were based on Lee's portrayal of Count Dracula on film. Christopher Lee often appeared alongside Peter Cushing in Hammer horror films, and in this capacity played Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, against Cushing's Van Helsing and Frankenstein, in his role in the aforementioned 1964 film The Gorgon. He also starred alongside Peter Cushing. He was also portrayed at various points both Sherlock and Mycroft Holmes, and played Count Dooku in the Star Wars prequels and Saruman in Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Lee was one of the actors considered for the parts of Barusa and the Master in a television movie project that eventually became Doctor Who. Imagine if they got Christopher Lee to play the Master in the fucking Paul McGann movie. That would have been incredible. Why does everyone keep insisting that Barusa is like an important character in adaptations? It's really weird. He plays Professor Meister. That's great. That's great. Love those. I love how old-timey villain names are just, I am Dr. McBadguy. Sorry, wait, no, I mean like the old-timey. I am Dr. McBadguy. Because I mean, obviously he would be German. Professor Meister is a goodie. That's the weird thing. Oh, that is weird. That is weird. Subverting expectations every time, right? Cushing's the villain. Oh no. Wikipedia. I will put Wikipedia in here, yes. Wikipedia. There you go. Okie dokie. You ready? You're ready. Yeah. Nessa Jenkins. Let's find out who Nessa Jenkins is. Hey. Nessa Jenkins was an individual depicted in a sticker in Wonder Central with the caption, "What's occurring?" Nessa is a character from Gavin and Stacey. Oh, okay. She is portrayed by Ruth Jones. Why are they advertising Gavin and Stacey on this Wonder Chase thing? Like, that's like an old show. It's from years ago. For added fun? Okay. The Gordon. You mean the Gorgon? I'm gonna say the Gordon from now on. The Gordon also has a small part for Patrick Troughton for added fun. It's always Wonder Chase. It's either Wonder Chase or it's the War in Heaven or it's Faction Paradox. Always the way. Okie dokie. Let's spin the wheel again. I think it's best that we spin the wheel again. I think that's what would be best for everyone, to be honest. And so does Alan. The series is still going? Gavin and Stacey is still going? I don't believe that. Gavin and Stacey isn't real and can't hurt you. Yes, it can, and it will. I'm looking it up. I'm looking up Gavin and Stacey now. You did this. I hope you know that. We are now the Gavin and Stacey Wiki Roulette. Okay. Huh. Did they like bring it back? Is that what happened? Or does it have like 50 seasons? Like what's it says there's 22 episodes. So did season 3 come out in like 2024? Unknown. A special Christmas. No, they made like a finale reunion thing like this year. It's an old show. It's an old show. Okay. That explains why they were promoting it though. So there we go. We have learned now. We've learned the all-important Gavin and Stacey lore. Let's look up the world game. What's the world game again? Let's find out. They iCarlied it. I don't know what that means. Oh, this. Okay. I don't know what that means. World Game was the 72nd novel in the BBC Past Doctor Adventure series. It was written by Terrance Dicks, released 6th of October 2005, and featured the Second Doctor and Serena. The novel features a psychic paper introduced in 2005 in Series 1 of Doctor Who. It was one of the few occurrences of the new series being referenced in a Past Doctor adventure. This narrative also explains how the Doctor obtained his psychic paper. The Doctor has been captured and put on trial by his own people, accused of their greatest crime, interfering with the affairs of other peoples and planets. He is sentenced to exile on Earth. That much is history. But now the truth can be told. The Doctor does not go straight into exile. First, the Time Lords have a task for him. From the trenches of the Great War to the terrors of the French Revolution, the Doctor finds himself on a mission he does not want, with a companion he does not like, his life threatened at every turn. Will the Doctor survive to serve this sentence, or will this adventure prove to be his Waterloo? They should pay me to do the intro, the things for these. Pay me, Doctor Who. Give me money. Following the passing of the Gallifreyan Freedom of Information Act, the true story of the Doctor's exile. So is Gallifrey just America? Is that just how it works? That's the best that the Doctor Who writers can do. Following the passing of the Gallifreyan Freedom of Information Act, the true story of the Doctor's exile is to be released. The following is an excerpt from the genuine summary of the Doctor. The Doctor's trial was near its end. He was accused of breaking 2 Gallifreyan laws. First, stealing a TARDIS. Second, breaking the law of non-interference. The Doctor stated that he was proud of his interference, as he had stopped many foes. The Time Lords understood his plea, but found his interference too great a crime, and sentenced him to death. The UK has a I don't know. I don't think so. I think they're allowed to just keep secrets forever, right? That's what a lot of governments do. I don't know. Being free with information is very much like this American thing. I don't know. Psychic information. That was rhetorical. They do. Why would you ask me if you knew the answer? You know I don't know the answer. You know I'm pig ignorant about fucking everything. Why do you expect me to have some kind of insight on this? I just spin wheels and read articles. Clearly I'm one step removed from a fucking idiot. The Doctor and Serena drink champagne in Paris. The Doctor eats numerous small chicken pies with garlic at Napoleon's palace. You had to look it up for a wiki page. Well, I mean, that still makes you smarter than me, because I didn't think to do that when I could have just done that. The story occurs for the Doctor directly before the television story, The Two Doctors. The Big Finish Early Adventures audio story, The Black Hole, provides an alternative placement for the Second Doctor's involvement in the story, which contradicts World Games. Fuck. An alternate cover for this novel featuring a more youthful in appearance Troughton exists. The cover also lacks the soldiers and cannons in the background. The Doctor Who logo is missing from the spine of the novel. This story takes place in the season 6B timeline. English Polystyle Publications Limited. I will put that in. My brain feels like it's melting today for some reason. I'm not sure what it is. You forgot the stream was today? That's okay. It's still kind of early. And I mean, it's going kind of, I don't know. Psychic Paper was introduced in the 2005 season of the revived Doctor Who as a device used by the Ninth Doctor, as the Past Doctor Adventures line was discontinued soon after. This is the only time that an original novel featuring a classic series Doctor has made direct reference to a concept introduced in the TV series revival. Oh, that's interesting. The story posits that psychic paper is a Time Lord invention and that the Doctor first started using it as far back as his second incarnation. Neither has ever been seen on television. Psychic paper first appeared in the television story The End of the World. First time the Doctor uses his psychic paper. The story features the second significant encounter between the second Doctor and Horatio Nelson. However, the Doctor meets him at a much earlier point in his second incarnation's life, but at a later point in Nelson's life. At no point does the Doctor mention having met Nelson in the company of Ben Jackson and Polly Wright, as he did in the short story HMS TARDIS. The opening prelude to it is an almost word-for-word copy of Chapter 1 of Doctor Who and the Auton Invasion, except that the Doctor is sentenced to death instead of exile. Throughout this story, the Doctor uses a completely different TARDIS than normal. Although it is introduced to him in the shape of a police box as the Celestial Intervention Agency thought it would make the Doctor more comfortable, it is a Type 97 with a working chameleon circuit. He doesn't get to keep the Type 97 at the end of the story, but instead is returned to his own TARDIS afterwards, albeit one that's had a complete overhaul. The overhaul is meant to retcon the fact that the second Doctor's TARDIS and the two Doctors seems radically different to versions of the set that existed in the late 1960s. Well, that's nice. Time Lords give the Doctor a time ring. The fourth Doctor would use the ring again on his mission to Skaro. At the end of the novel, the Time Lords sent the Doctor on a mission to Space Station Camera. Space Station Camera? That's what it's called. God, the two Doctors is terrible. I completely forgot that. The Doctor mentions his recent encounter with his 8th incarnation. The 3rd Doctor and 5th Doctor would later describe Lord Nelson as a close personal friend, whereas the 4th Doctor claimed to have had breakfast with him the day before the Battle of Trafalgar. Later in his personal timeline, the 6th Doctor would once again be present at the Battle of Waterloo on 18th of June 1815. The 8th Doctor's companion Charlotte Pollard would later befriend the elderly Duke of Wellington in 1851. The Doctor says an encounter with a vampire is one of the few things that can make a Time Lord afraid. What does that have to do with any of this? Oh, it's just a reference to State of Decay? Okay. I'm gonna go. This one's a very disappointing page. Next one. We'll see what we come up with next time. I have to leave. Wile E. Coyote it is. Let's take a look. Wile E. Coyote. Continuity sections are meant to be out of universe now rather than the unclear mess they were sometimes. Thank you for clearing that up. There we go. Angie Kapoor once compared Sabbath Day to Wile E. Coyote, but struggled with who to compare herself and Fitz rejecting Bugs and Daffy, since although Bugs was all right, Daffy wasn't. While in what the 5th Doctor suggested was a subdimensional fissure, when he and Hans Christian Andersen were over the Faroe Islands, the nanometer left them quicker than the Doctor had hoped, with him telling Hans to brace himself, as they were going to have a Wile E. Coyote moment. Hans expressed confusion over this term shortly before they both fell to the ground. Wile E. Coyote is a character from Looney Tunes. That's kind of cute. I like that. I like the Wile E. Coyote moment thing. Fun. Oh no, the 15th Doctor is falling off the cliff. Oh man, that's a lot. I will add all of those to the thing though. Yes. we go. Cyberman Ident Interruption TV story. Wikipedia. There we go. We're good now. Why is there an empty one there? Just skip to that real quick. We have 170 entries on the wheel today. I need some caffeine. Yeah, maybe that will sort me out. I don't know, maybe it's the election and just have this feeling of like doom over me. Like, but I don't know. I don't think that I would say the wheel was starved for suggestions, personally. And how the hell that Scream is Doctor Who but canon now? I know. And the second batch too? There's a second batch? I see that one too. There are so many. Epic Looney Tunes moment. I don't see, I only see one set. I'm sorry. Sorry to disappoint and or confuse you there, but I only see one batch there. Why resending? I was joking about it being starved. It is the opposite. It is indeed the opposite. Yes, that is true. Why is it not going through? I don't know. I don't know. Is one of them a bad word? Is that why? Precambrian? Is that the one? Is 14th Doctor's Sonic Screwdriver? Okay, I think we've got a bunch now. 173. Let's did we spin it before? We did. Let's spin it again. I think that spinning it again is the way to go. Fighting for humankind. I will add April Walker back in real quick. Sounds like please don't let the number one trigger a filter. Good, it didn't. Good. I want to go to the article real quick. So I have a thought on this before we even got on it. If this sounds like when we end up integrating with aliens and like just having a world where aliens and humans like interact and stuff, and it's just like a normal thing, this looks like what far right literature would look like in that time period. Like, this is what Nazi shit will look like when we have like a species, like a cohabitation with aliens and shit. This is what it's going to resemble. The fucking wings and like the fucking globe. Really interesting. And the black, white and red color scheme as well. Be a good story that we could never do now, unfortunately. But I don't know, I think it's interesting. It's interesting they went down that choice. I've talked before, I think, about how like Doctor Who is a little bit like exo-nationalist. Sarah Jane Smith's manifesto. Feels like the books your grandfather would read. I know, right? Fighting for Humankind was a book written by Sarah Jane Smith about the operations of UNIT following the end of her involvement with them and the Doctor. The book, which was published in late 1982, was quickly censored in much of Europe, but remained available in the United States of America, from which it was often imported back to Europe, much like another banned bestseller, Peter Wright's Spycatcher. Once again, America is better than the UK. Just more evidence of that. Later in life, Sarah Jane kept a copy of the book in her attic at 13 Bannerman Road when she gave Maria Jackson the Veron puzzle books. She took the book out of the cupboard. It does feel a bit Dad's Army, because, like, I think what's interesting there is that I'm pretty sure that this here, you know how it's, like, not banned? You know how it's, like, not banned in the US, but it's banned in Europe? And how, like, people are importing it from the US to Europe, like, illegally and stuff? So, I'm trying to formulate this in my mind. I feel like you're supposed to be like, oh, stupid bloody Americans. Some things should be kept secret. Don't they know that? Whoa. I feel like you're supposed to be like that, and it's very bizarre to me. I don't know. It's very strange. It's that kind of... Doctor Who is very progressive, except for when it comes to English nationalism. I don't know. And it's not even very progressive, to be honest. I personally think if the show stopped catering to nostalgia, something like a paranormal investigative group like Probe would be a better fit. That feels like something the Doctor would be a part of. Does Unit hates America? I'm not saying that Unit hates America. I'm saying that that this idea of it being banned in the UK, what I'm saying is that there's a certain type of like British imperialist apologia that would lead someone to think that the kind of things that the Doctor and stuff get up to should be kept secret from the public by the government because they know what's best for us and we're not ready. It's kind of like that's what I'm talking about, is keying into that that kind of I don't want to say submissive mindset, but it kind of it is what it is. It's, you know, just interests me. I don't know. Reload, baby. I know. I'll go back to the wheel now. That thought just occurred to me. It's very strange. Spin the wheel.
Yeah, baby.
There you go. I did the thing. Arms! Let's look up arms on Tardis Wiki Roulette. The Papelwick Arms was a pub frequented by the Lady Ada Lovelace in 1852. It is located in Nottinghamshire, near Newstead Abbey, where the Countess took up residence during daytime. She would escape at night in order to engage in gambling there, together with a regular group of participants. Lovelace habitually sat in her usual chair and played cards with such folk as Harry, Ted, George, and Charlie. Ted. I will put Ted in the wheel, yes. Quite happy to do that. On the night following his arrival at Newstead Abbey, the Fourth Doctor deduced that the Pepperwick Arms was the likely venue for Lovelace's secretive late-night activities. He arrived soon after she did, and joined her group as the sixth player in their game of 5-card cribbage. The Doctor partnered up with Lovelace against two other pairs of players. Harry dealt... Fancy Doctor Who. Hello, welcome to Fancy Wiki Roulette, where we spin the fancy wheel and catch the fanciest of feels. The Doctor, questioned of gambling for farflings in a village pub, was as noble a pursuit for Lovelace as her unparalleled advancements in sense. There was Though no pub is known to have existed by this name, the Papelwick Arms corresponds to the real-world village of Papelwick, which is indeed located in Nottinghamshire. The fictional pub's real-world equivalent is called the Griffin's Head, which dates back over a century before the story's setting, and which continues to operate into the present day. Quite interesting. No, it isn't. I'm quite disappointed. And whoever has suggested that, I'm disappointed in you as well. Where am I? Who knows? Pottery. You want me to put penny farthing in? I will put penny farthing in. Yes! The suggester presumably wanted the page arm. Pottery was a type of object. In China, 22-1 BC, a pottery painter painted vases which would later be regarded as Qin dynasty artifacts. Yowza was painted in period Chinese on the base of one of his vases at the 11th Doctor's request. There was numerous items of pottery on the Elysium before her crash in 17th July 1888. One such item was a tobacco pot, a photograph of which was displayed on the website of the Northwest Historical Society. By 1938, the vase with Yowza painted onto it was in private possession of New York City art collector Julius Grail. In the 1970s, the Sixth Doctor wanted to learn pottery. In the 2010s, after David Christophe obtained some of the salvage rights to the Elysium and managed to enter the ship after a few unsuccessful dives, he recorded some pottery. He then loaned his pottery and some other artifacts to a touring exhibition. In the 21st century, Louise Jameson was in possession of a TARDIS teapot from which her home assistant V14 poured her a cup of tea. Within a parallel universe where Doctor Who seemingly only existed as a fictional television series, TARDIS teapots were a type of merchandise, one of which was within Ali's home. Okay, let's spin the wheel. Yeah, baby. Yeah! Gallifreyan translator. Video game? What's a video game? I don't know. By the way, follow me on Twitch. Wild Magic. Gallifreyan Translator was a video game released on the Doctor Who website. It was translated to Circular Gallifreyan. It was released on 17th of October 2024. This was the second official English to Gallifreyan translator guide after Gallifreyan Alphabet. Uncover the secret language of the Time Lords with the official translator tool. The preset text to be translated is "The sharpness of the tongue defeats the sharpness of the warrior." Text defeated in promotional images translates to "If you can read this, you're a Time Lord. Hello, my name is, and let's be friends." There we go. This version of Gallifreyan was the popular unofficial alphabet made by Lauren Sherman. The translator swapped some of the Sherman vowel symbols. The translator's O is the Sherman E, its E is the Sherman A, and its A is the Sherman O. Otherwise, all letters resemble the Sherman guide. Gallifreyan translator came off the back of the previous post by the official accounts containing Gallifreyan symbols, meaning respectively, "Hello, can you hear me?" and "Keep your eyes peeled." You can't see the wiki again? Oh no! What an old man moment. There has been an update to this situation. To what you mean, the text thing? Yeah, because I changed it back. There has been an update to this situation. The new episode of The New Norm just released. Oh my god. Let's find it and stream it on YouTube. I can't find it anywhere, guys. Where is it? I guess it wasn't. The new norm is not the same as the old norm. I know. I know that is true. I do think it's funny that I type it and like... Oh, I see. It's so people subscribe to it. It's a grift. That's cool. I love grifts, don't you? Okay, back to the back to the actual show. That's the most excited anyone's ever been for the new norm, I think. Let's spin the wheel. Oh, hello, we have pictures. Let's have a look at some pictures. The quote, "the sharpness of the tongue defeats the sharpness of the warrior," is a Rwandan proverb. It was featured on the 15th Doctor's Sonic Screwdriver, beginning in the church on Ruby Road, and was first translated in Pro's Sonic Screwdriver. Not as good as the intermediate norm. That is true. That is true. I like the ancient norm. It's my favorite norm. Like the pre-language norm, the one where norms just used to like bash each other's heads in with rocks for like mammoths. Shit, so they could fuck the mammoths. That's what happened in the Stone Age, right? Anyway, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. It sucks that they just took the fan one with like, and then made enough changes for it to be like legally distinct. Given that they were the ones who like held the license and stuff. Kind of feel like they should have just bought it off the fan, to be honest. The Raven, but that's just me. I know I'm a bit of a radical when it comes to that stuff. Let's look at the chat. Let's look at wheel of names. You think we should spin the wheel again? I think we should spin the wheel again. Yeah, the update is that seemingly the BBC is now working with the fans who made it to credit them and fix them. Yeah, because people got pissed at them. Rightly so. I just think it's fucked. I don't know. Let's spin the wheel. Oh. Well, okay then. I guess we're doing a random page. Oh, I did not realize that you guys had like a donation thing, by the way. Yes, please donate to the Tardis Wiki right now. Help them fulfill their monthly $60 funding goal. Help keep the wiki up and ad-free. Shout out to the Tardis Wiki people who do wonderful, wonderful work on the wiki. Yeah, give them money. Anyway, let's spin the wheel. Wait, we did spin the wheel. Where did it land on again? It landed on random page. About the translator situation. Oh, cool. Random page. Alright, we got one. We got one. Here we go. Helena was the child of Croesus. She told her father that the historians said the great leader was destroyed, and she believed the gods had deserted them. After saying this, she had an epileptic fit and was rewritten to become guardian of the Hierophants and sort out Bernie Summerfield. What a random collection of fucking words to put in that order. My god. I will look up this one. I will look up special random page, because I know you guys have something special cooked up for it. I think we should probably find out what it is. Happy medium. As Gwyneth acted as a medium between humans and the Gelth, the Ninth Doctor commented that he loved a happy medium, much to the amusement of Rose Tyler. There you go. Right, let's go over here and let's spin this wheel. Yeah. Time streams. I scream, you scream, we all scream for time streams. Couldn't help myself. Right, let's take a look at time streams, shall we? Oh, it's a video game. Doctor Who Time Streams, simply titled Doctor Who, is a 2016 pinball table DLC developed for the pinball video game The Pinball Arcade. It is an adaptation of the 1992 pinball machine Doctor Who Pinball Time Streams. It featured the same original cast. Time is running out, literally! The Master is back, and this time he will not fail. He has recruited Davros and what is left of his desperate Daleks, since being beaten by the Mavellans. This group of Daleks have nothing to lose, and both have one enemy in common: the Doctor. The Master has found an ancient Gallifrey laboratory equipped with an everlasting self-regenerating time expander. This time expander can take any part of time and space, stretch it, then allow all the other time and space events to interact with this new time stream. This machine requires two operators to work together. Changing time and space is serious business. Of course, this has never stopped the Master or even Davros. The problem of finding all 7 Doctors and expanding their time streams is easily solved in one word: Earth. This is the Doctor's favourite planet. All of his regenerations, past, present, and even future, have or will arrive upon Earth. All that has to be done is to expand Earth's time and push all the Doctors into the final core of the Earth's sun. At game start, you can experience the time expansion of Earth by observing the continental drift back to the past, over 300 million years ago. But everything has not gone as planned. All of the Doctors aware of time being expanded have escaped. However, not everyone is safe. Oh my god, there's more. The first Doctor has escaped to a planet and is being bombarded by the Master's borrowed and enhanced Roni sphere. Did he borrow them from the Rani and then rename them Roni sphere? That's pretty good. That's such a petty thing to do, and I'm 100% here for it. Like, it's a very Master thing to do. Okay, the second Doctor is lost in a landmine of black holes in space and is trying to dodge destruction. The black holes are rumored to power the time expander. The third Doctor is trapped in the Whovian. Wait, so like the first Doctor is being attacked by the Master who's pirated these things. And the second Doctor is like lost in a fucking landmine. I think they mean minefield. I don't think they mean landmine. I think they mean a minefield of black holes. And then the third Doctor is just trapped in his fucking car. Unbelievable. The fourth Doctor is stranded somewhere to repair his TARDIS from old unreliable force field projectors. I really feel like they're starting to run out of ideas fast for pinball scenarios. Because we went from these two to being trapped in his car to being trapped in his thing that serves the purpose of a car. The sixth Doctor is jettisoned to Matt and his Daleks? Alright, yeah, okay. Top 69 messed up. Last but not least, the Seventh Doctor is much more fortunate. He escaped unharmed and has found the Time Expander. Now the challenge is to restore Earth's time to normal, confront the Master and his traps, the Daleks, and of course Davros, the creator of the Daleks. When it is time for the ultimate battle with Davros, all the Doctors will be reunited, combining their unique knowledge and experience to defeat Davros and the Daleks, and not the Master. We forgot about him. The basic concept is that the Doctor's first 6 incarnations have become trapped in some way, and it is up to the 7th Doctor and Ace to rescue them and defeat Davros. The player decides before beginning a round of play which of the 7th Doctors they want to rescue, then attempt to make shots to the particular... Is there drinking involved? Okay, I'm suddenly down for this. To make shots to the particular area of the playing field associated with the incarnation. When the player does what is required to rescue that Doctor, they must shoot into a particular area for a video mode, in which the Doctor must outrun a pursuing Dalek by jumping over obstacles, one flipper button for each small obstacle, both for long obstacles, and get to his TARDIS. Jumping into the ship also awards a pint bonus. Following 3 rounds of the video game, the player gets a particular performance enhancement, such as extra balls. Oh my god! Wait, was this whole thing just so that you could get me to that joke? Iconic moment here on TardisWiki Roulette. Or faster point accumulation for a certain shots. The 3rd Doctor has extra balls to enhance his performance. That is canon now, yes. Time Streams does indeed sound a lot better than Wonder Chase. Cast Sylvester. Oh, Sylvester, you didn't have to do this, buddy. Oh. Okay, let's spin the wheel. Fuck, man.
Yeah, baby.
That's depressing. Galaxy 4. Okay. Who played the Master? Unknown. Hang on. Prove that I'm not talking shit here. There you go. There's the cast. 7th Doctor, Sylvester McCoy, Davros, Terry Malloy, once again. I mean, mate, you didn't have to. The Daleks, Brian Miller, and the Master, unknown. So, you know, they really pulled out all the stops as far as casting is concerned. Alright, let's spin the wheel a couple more times.
Yeah, baby.
Why don't we do that? Touch! You didn't do Galaxy 4? I'm sorry. I will do Galaxy 4. I forgot. Might be entirely. The 4th galaxy, also referred to as Galaxy 4, or the 4th universe, was one of 7 was one of 7 galaxies that allied themselves with the Daleks. It also contained the home planet of the Suffering and the planet Drava, home to the Dravins. The Semestran interlude were natives of Galaxy 4. The 1st Doctor once claimed that Kinnis was located in the 4th universe. Most accounts agree that he was referring to by another name the 4th galaxy, although one actually claimed that Kinnis was located in a parallel universe, distinct from the Doctor and Susan's home universe, the 3rd universe. The Devil Goblins from Neptune was the first source to explicitly equate the terms of 4th galaxy and Galaxy 4. though through placing Kinnis, said in the novelization of the Edge of Destruction to be in the fourth galaxy in Galaxy 4. In the TV version of the Edge of Destruction, the Fourth Doctor refers to the location of Kinnis as the fourth universe, although this was evidently a case of David Whittaker using the antiquated scientific terminology which dubbed galaxies island universes. I didn't know that, that's interesting. Some later stories have interpreted the remark to genuinely refer to a different dimension than end space, most notably Audio Kinnis. That was actually pretty interesting. I've got to say, kind of like that one. That was a good one. Okie dokie. Let's look up touch. Third universe term. Ah, now we're cooking with gas. Wanderers of the fourth dimension, the first Doctor. That's not the same thing as the fourth universe, though. Like, the fourth dimension is just like the plane of existence that we exist in. The fourth universe would be a completely different thing. You fuck! Alright. According to the second Doctor, touch was one of the 5 senses of human beings. The 10th Doctor observed that as Kala mutants were sealed inside their casings, the Daleks could not touch. However, this was not strictly true, as Daleks could open their casing. Actually! During the last Great Time War, the Daleks evolved so that they could use the background radiation of time travelers as a power supply. Out of sympathy, Rose Tyler placed her hand on the battered casing of the Metaltron, which resulted in the Dalek being revitalized. Oh god. Get the joke yet? No. I do notice that these are all Dalek things. Yes, Xavier, that is a very good explanation that I will now read aloud. The fourth dimension line is clearly just one saying her and Susan are exiled to time travel, like someone may only travel roads and stuff, nomadically, yeah. Yeah. The Absorbaloff absorbed his victims by touching them while disguised as Victor Kennedy. He warned people against touching him, claiming to suffer from eczema. While in the process of being absorbed, Ursula warned Elton Pope not to touch her. Mother Doomfinger of the Carrionites demonstrated the ability to kill with a touch of the heart, placing her finger on the chests of her victims. It's touching yourself? What? I don't get the joke. Sorry. Normally I love a good masturbation joke, but this one's gone right over my head. Let's spin the wheel again.
Yeah, baby.
Horror! Let's take a look at horror then. They're saying that's why they suggested the page. I see. I see, now I understand. Horror was an emotion. That's not true. Horror isn't an emotion, it's a promise. On Wengrol, the sight of the mutated Yen constantly shapeshifting filled the first Doctor with horror. On an unnamed planet, Margaz said that she would imagine the fear and horror the Rills would experience just before their deaths. The fifth Doctor noted that any mention of the Dark Days filled the Castellan with horror. At Via Diodati in 1816, Mary Shelley hoped to hear a story that would awaken thrilling horror. Horror also referred to things which caused horror. Susan Foreman had seen horror before on screens and behind glass, but had never encountered creatures like the foxes she saw on Ewa before. On Skaro, Ganatus stated that there was horror in the Lake of Mutations. In Mexico, Susan described the Aztec civilization as beauty and horror developing hand in hand. Edward Waterfield said that the Daleks had forced him into the horror Horror of time travel. On Dalkis, Daltian students were brought to the Island of Death to show them the horror of radiation. In Vorg's miniscope, Joe Grant referred to the Drastic as horrors. Richard Dunbar referred to a crinoid as a horror. On Earth, in the distant past, Megron described the planet as being racked and torn by the horror of its volcanoes. George Lightfoot wondered what unspeakable horror lay behind Magnus Greel's mask. The Fourth Doctor referred to the Fendal as a mythological horror. The Seventh Doctor referred to the evil Ace had sensed in Gabriel Chase in 1983 as a horror. Is this just going to be a list of these? Because this horror was also a genre. Yeah, I'm not reading all of those. Horror was also a genre of fiction. On 21st century, Rebecca Cox read weird European horror novels, while Calvin Palmer and his friends played horror computer games. Edith Randall believed that B. Nelson Stanley's talk about encounters of aliens and monsters were just distorted memories of old horror movies. Alien was the title of a horror movie, which the Doctor found really offensive. Horror movies did not exist on Traken. When Tegan Yavanka explained the genre to Nissi, she was repelled, as such glorification of alien evil and violence was alien to the Trakenites. And you know what? That's why the Master was able to walk all over the Trakenites. Because they were pussies. Let's spin the wheel one last time today. One last time. Yeah, baby. Wokeness! I mean, it is election day, right? Let's take a look at the most important issue. Let's take a look. Take a look at wokeness. They're saying that's why they suggested the page. I know that people touch themselves to this show. Okay? Epic the new norm moment. Is that what you're gonna say whenever I act like an old man now? Is just at the... Oh! They're eating the dogs. A group of Daleks once refused to appear in the new series to fight the 15th Doctor, a gay black man, as they were afraid of getting cancelled by a woke mob, much to the Doctor's confusion, with the Daleks worrying about what would be said on Twitter and nothing that they could end up... and noting that they could end up on Lawrence Fox's podcast. I feel like going on Lawrence Fox's podcast is a choice though, right? Like, Lawrence Fox doesn't have the right to force you to go on his podcast. The Cybermen had apparently given up when the Doctor became a woman, worrying that they'd be labelled as misogynists for fighting a woman, with the Daleks claiming that the Cybermen had once been called cyber-mansplainers. The Doctor would only agree to exterminate the Doctor if he guaranteed that nobody would know. None of these jokes are fucking funny, man. None of these jokes are fucking hitting it for me. I will put Lawrence Fox in the wheel, but we are done for today, I think. And I'll just look up Lawrence Fox. Go on. Lawrence Fox had a podcast which a group of human Daleks were afraid of appearing on if they fought the Doctor, a gay black man. I did not know that Lawrence Fox used to be married to Billie Piper. Oh my god. This is just awful, right? It's like real bottom of the barrel fucking humor. Really embarrassing. Really, really, really fucking embarrassing. Whoever wrote that should honestly be like ashamed of themselves. And not because it's offensive, but just because it's shite. Because it's not fucking good. It's funny to know that Billie Piper often dunks on Fox on Twitter. That is funny. Dead Ringers? I will put Dead Ringers in. There we go. We will spin the wheel one more time because I love you wonderful people. Alright. Let's look it up. Incredible. Incredible. Length. Could have sworn we did this. We're doing it again. Length of what? Whoa, whoa, well. Pab was a measurement of length defined by the Emperor Jake as the distance from his nose to his fingertip. Tyler Steele's penis was longer than Norton Folgate's. The knot things looked like the 14th Doctor and Donna Noble, but with extra long arms. Ruby Sunday once noted that although the Doctor may have looked young, he'd actually been around for a long time. She later considered that living so long came at a cost, though she sometimes thought that everything and everyone he's lost, including his home planet, best friends, and his family, and that made her do a sad. Maybe next time we'll do Girth. Maybe next time we'll do Girth. Yes. Which is also very important. Right, let's spin this up. I'm gonna go now. This has been Tardis Wiki Roulette. Incredible. I didn't think we could top wokeness, but somehow we managed it. I think that we should go now, though. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to join the Discord. Follow me on Twitch on my new thing, where I'm going to be doing all kinds of fun stuff. And I will see you again on Thursday for another one of these. And maybe we'll know what the results of the Schmishmection were. Maybe not. We'll find out. Bye.